Yeah, thank you all for being with us today, and I'd like to turn it over to Christina for the presentation today.
Thank you, Mark. Good morning, good afternoon to all of you. I'm Cristina Recacavas. I work as a specialist at the United Nations Institute for Training and Research, which hosts the Secretariat of the One UN Climate Change Learning Partnership, which we are going to present today. I will start sharing a presentation, a PowerPoint in a minute, but before I would like also to give the floor to my colleague Lucas to introduce himself.
Hello, I'm Lucas. I support communications for UNCC Learn, and I'm speaking from my home in Switzerland. Yeah, nice to be here with you today.
Perfect. I believe you can all see my screen. Please let me know if it's not the case. Lucas, we'll start the presentation from our side.
Okay. So UNCC Learn, I can move on to the next one. Sorry. Okay, thank you. So UNCC Learn stands for the One UN Climate Change Learning Partnership. And it's a collaborative initiative of 36 multilateral organizations working together to build knowledge and capacity to address climate change both at the global and country levels. UNCC Learn contributes to the implementation of Article 6 of the UNFCCC and Article 12 of the Paris Agreement, both of which aim to foster climate change education, training, and public awareness in order to reduce the impacts of climate change. And the initiative was founded in 2009, and it's currently in its third implementation phase. And here in this slide, you can see the logos of our 36 partners. And as Christina mentioned, the Secretariat is hosted by UNITAR and based in Geneva, and the funding comes from the Swiss Development and Cooperation Agency. Okay, so UNCC Learn has a global component and a national component. At the global level, UNCC Learn aims to promote global climate literacy, and it does that through three main fronts. First, the knowledge sharing platform. Second, the e-learning platform and a portfolio of self-paced e-learning resources. And third, a series of flagship initiatives raising the visibility of climate change education. In addition to the initiatives previously mentioned, UNCC Learn also works closely with countries in the field. Okay, now I'm going to give a brief explanation about the knowledge sharing platform. The knowledge sharing platform, which you can see a screenshot in the slide, is a platform that compiles and provides a single entry point to resources and materials on climate change learning from across the UN system. It's one of the biggest repositories of its kind, and it's specifically focused on climate change learning. This year, over 100,000 unique visitors have accessed the platform. And the screenshot that you can see is of the new knowledge sharing platform that has been completely revamped. And it's currently available in English, but translations into French and Spanish are underway, and it will go in Spanish and French as well. There you can find all our resources and courses, as well as our latest news and impact stories. Now we are going to walk you through the platform. Christina will open the website. So that's our main page. There you can find the most up-to-date information on UNCC Learn and UNCC Learn work. For instance, this is our main highlight. If you scroll down, you can see some of our courses, then the campaign that we are currently running, our latest news, impact stories, some key data on UNCC Learn, and at the bottom you can see upcoming events and partner news. Then if we scroll up and click on resources, you can access our library with over 3,000 publications, such as guides, reports, and manuals. And right beside it, you can see learning platforms. There you can find a thorough list of other learning platforms on climate change. And moving on to courses, you can see all our courses on this page, and you can sort them by theme. For instance, if you click on green economy, you find all courses on green economy that are currently available. Yeah. Okay, so that's more or less, and then of course there are way more features. You can explore it yourself, but just to give a quick glimpse of the knowledge sharing platform. Then going back to the presentation, okay. Now we are going to talk about the e-learning platform, which is another platform. It's the platform that actually hosts all our courses, and you can take the courses there directly. The e-learning platform was launched in 2014 and provides free self-paced courses on climate change and green economy. This year, almost 500,000 unique visitors access the e-learning platform, and we currently have 27 learning products available, most of them in more than one language. And another important information about the e-learning platform, and actually more specifically about our courses. All of our courses are developed with the knowledge of our UN partners in combination with UNITAR's expertise in instructional design. So for instance, a course on agriculture will most likely be developed in direct partnership with FAO. And last month, another, just a curiosity about the e-learning platform. Last month, the 100,000th certificate was issued from the platform. And on the occasion of this milestone, the UN Secretary General gave us a written statement and find it on the main page of the knowledge sharing platform. And yeah, the platform has been growing steadily over the years. We have users from all 195 parties to the UNFCCC, and the gender balance is roughly equal, with women and men comprising 50% more or less each. Would you like to add something, Christine?
No, please continue.
Okay. And then, okay, so move on to the next slide. Okay. So here you can see some flagship courses. I'll start by talking about the climate change from learning to action. This course is actually an updated version of the first course that UNCC Learn launched back in 2014. That was the introductory course on climate change. This course aims to walk users through the main concepts of climate change and allow them to look for more specific information afterwards, and of course, to promote climate action. Right beside it, you see the open course on gender and environment, which provides an introduction to the interlinkage between these two topics, gender and environment. It does that through 6 specific modules, gender and climate change and gender and biodiversity, for instance. This course has been taken by more than 15,000 users and is now available in English, French, and Spanish. Lastly, there is the Sustainable Diet course that shows the impact that our diets can have on our health and environment. It was developed in partnership with Danone, and it will soon be launched in Portuguese, more specifically on the 18th of October. Yeah. And so, curious to find out what our users are doing with the knowledge they acquire from our courses, we send out an annual impact survey, and here are some of the key findings. We can see that most of our, or at least the respondents of the survey, are applying what they've learned, and 89% of respondents have changed their consumption pattern or behavior somehow, and 27% of respondents received a promotion or an additional responsibility after taking the course. Okay, in addition to the 2 platforms previously mentioned, UNCC Learn also has initiatives raising the visibility of climate change learning and targeting specific audiences such as youth. I'll start by talking about the Youth Climate Dialogues, which is the UNCC Learn initiative targeting youth. This initiative was launched in 2015, and it brings together students from different parts of the world via video conference to discuss and reflect on climate change. For instance, a school from France can discuss with a school from Namibia and exchange ideas, realities, experiences, and reflect and build on these experiences to take action, or at least promote climate action in their respective communities. And so far, almost 30 climate dialogues have been held from schools all over the world. And we currently have a call online inviting youth to join us on Zoom to actually have youth climate dialogues, but now not necessarily linked to schools. We want just to invite youth who are interested in discussing climate change to join us online, and then from there we can have open discussions with youth from all over the world. And yeah, if Christina passes on, there is a video with 2 participants, 2 people who participated in the youth climate dialogues that we're going to play for you.
I believe we should look for a call to action. And once we see the action, hope will inevitably come.
My life, or our lives as human beings, are 100% dependent on nature.
It's crazy how much it affects us, but how much people don't recognize it and realize what it actually is. Human beings are the biggest causes of climate change. But the good thing is there's a solution, and we are part of the solution. There are a number of solutions to climate change, and we don't need to research them. They're already there. A lot of people just think we need to plant trees, but it just doesn't end there. We need to focus on change of mindset, change of mentality. It has to start. If we are to mitigate the effects of climate change, if we are to end global warming, then we must start young. We must focus on adding curricula that is going to benefit them and the environment.
We work together as family in combating and fighting against this climate change and putting in measures, then we're likely to protect our future.
Governments need to definitely increase trial allocations towards areas, sectors, ideas, ideals that are meant to tackle climate change.
We as young people should be included more and should be given a lot of chances to actually articulate our issues with regards to climate change.
We must make sure that everything we do is for climate equity and climate justice.
They need to be aware of all the affairs that are actually happening. So we need to create platforms for them so that they get to be exposed and also understand that they are also partners in driving sustainable development.
Because that's how we'll know we matter. My message to all the children, all the youth, all the adults, all the elderly, even the toddlers is you can be the change. You can be the change the world is looking for right now.
Because at the end of the day, we have a future to protect and we've got an environment to protect as well.
Climate change is an issue. In fact, it's a defining issue. And we're living at a defining moment, and we are the ones who will define how we created this revolution and how we put an end to climate change. My name is Yande Banda and I'm 15 years old.
Let's get to be responsible and stand out.
Mind how we define
Responsible.
Okay, now I'll give the room to Christina. She will talk about the other flagship initiatives and networks, and then UNCC Learn work in the field.
Great, thank you very much, Lucas. So Lucas introduced our first flagship initiative, the Youth Climate Dialogues, but we have also a couple of other initiatives targeting other specific audiences. The second one we would like to introduce is the Climate Classroom. The Climate Classroom aims to provide quick learning interventions, opportunities for busy delegates participating in major climate change conferences. This initiative starts with the recognitions that these delegates often do not have the time to get trained during multiple days before these conferences. So the Climate Classrooms pop up in the middle of these events and provide 45-minute classes on different climate change topics, ranging from an introduction to the Paris Agreement, to an introduction to adaptation, mitigation, health and climate change, and so on, delivered by UN experts. As you can see from the picture, participants receive this headset that cancel external noise so that they can have an engaging learning experience anywhere throughout these conferences. So far, over 500 participants have attended these lessons. We also have an initiative targeting specifically teachers as a key profession engaging with youth and sharing messages and knowledge. This is a UNCC Learn Teacher portal that provides access to a selection of 5 UNCC Learn courses that we think provide knowledge and information that is relevant to teachers when discussing climate change, introducing climate change in schools, and answering questions from their pupils. And finally, we have a network of UNCC Learn ambassadors, which comprises individuals who have worked extensively in our country projects, which I will describe in a second, and have become champions for the promotion of climate change learning. They do that by promoting, advancing climate change education, training and public awareness, both at the international and the national level. As Lucas mentioned, the second component of UNCC Learn focuses at the national regional level. And UNCC Learn currently engages with 30 countries around the world, which you can see highlighted in this map, and also on the left side of the screen. UNCC Learn supports countries in taking a strategic and recurrent approach to climate change learning. And this is done through the development of national climate change learning strategies. We have a methodology that have been tested and supports the development of these strategies through a country-driven, cross-sectoral, multi-stakeholder approach. The first countries that engage with UNCC Learning in this process are those highlighted on the top of the slide. So Benin, Dominican Republic, Indonesia, Malawi, and Uganda. These countries launched their national climate change learning strategy already in 2012, 2013, and are now focusing on implementation. During the second phase, other 4 countries joined: Burkina Faso, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Niger, and they also launched their strategies between 2016 and 2017. And we are now supporting Kenya, the Kyrgyz Republic, Zambia, and Zimbabwe in their process of developing their national climate change learning strategies. An important component of the UNCC Learn approach is also to promote South-South experience sharing and cooperation among our partner countries. And this is also the foundation of the UNCC Learn approach to scale up its support through regional hubs that build on the experience of partner countries. And we support 2 regional hubs, one in Central America that builds on the experience, a very good and successful experience of the Dominican Republic, and has resulted in the development of a regional national climate change learning strategy covering 8 countries. And a more recent hub in West Africa, bringing together 13 countries and building on the experience of Benin, Burkina Faso, and Niger. In this work, we collaborate closely with national and regional learning institutions with the aim to promote sustainability of the learning interventions in the long term. Once the strategy is launched, as I mentioned, countries focus on the implementation of the strategy, and UNCC Learn continues to provide support in this process. Multiple priority learning actions have been implemented so far. They are mostly, they can be grouped in 3 broad areas: climate change education, climate change training, and public awareness on climate change. And I would like to show some examples to you. So in the first area, a priority across many of our partner countries, if not all of them, is the integration of climate change into the formal education system. And this is being done in various ways. For instance, you can see on this slide a document that includes guidelines for integrating climate change into the curriculum of Ethiopia, which has been developed by the Ministry of Environment in collaboration with the Ministry of Education, with the UNCC Learn and other partner support. And is now being used by curriculum developers to specifically integrate specific topics into the syllabi that are being developed as part of the ongoing reform of the curriculum in Ethiopia. In other partner countries, other entry points were identified. For instance, the training of teachers. The Dominican Republic has trained through a specific program over 3,000–4,000 teachers already. Ghana more recently started implementing similar activities as well and has already trained over 600 teachers. Other countries have focused also on the development of teaching materials or materials for students and pupils. You can see also an example on this slide, some books that have been developed by the government of Uganda for primary school pupils as supplementary materials that could help children to practice their learning and their literacy, so their writing and reading skills, at the same time learning about climate change through the stories proposed. With regard to training in the area of climate change, various interventions have been developed targeting different sectors. So just to give you again some examples, trainings on climate change for diplomats and government officials, for instance, in Benin and Burkina Faso, training for desk officers working in different ministries in Uganda, trainings for extension workers in the forestry sector or health sector professionals as well on climate change, but also opportunities to build the skills of youth outside of the formal education system. You can see on screen an example from a youth camp in Indonesia with young people learning skills in the area of communication around climate change. And finally, awareness raising campaigns, also through very different initiatives. For instance, awareness raising workshops, video and radio messages, as well as the organization of climate weeks, as in the case of Ghana, that organized a Climate Change and Green Economy Week, bringing together over 1,500 people from the public and engaging also national football star, for instance. So this is an overview of the work that UNCC Learn does and the resources that we also have available to anyone. You're most welcome to have a look at our websites and disseminate all these resources which are available for free to anyone. And we would like to thank you very much for taking the time to listen to our presentation and are available for any questions or information you would like to know more about. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Christina and Lucas.